Is my microphone working? Okay, looks like it is. Hello, 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 everybody. It's your friendly local zipperworks, and I'm back with more Trails in the Sky the Third. And I just realized I never actually pulled up the walkthrough I need to look at. Oh, goodness. Is it really me if I'm not scuffed, like, completely and totally at all times? We left off at the end of chapter 1. So... Okay, looks like what's coming up is kind of interesting, but let's get going. Where is my chat? I don't have my chat. One moment. There it is. Hoi! Hey, come over here for a minute. Honestly, how many times did I have to tell you not to run off without telling me, Reese? I had the fright of my life when I turned around after finishing my shopping to find you weren't there. Don't do that again, okay? I just smelled something nice from the stall over there. But hey, I found something weird. Weird? Do you think he's dead? Or maybe he indulged in excess gormandizing? I'm almost certain it's not the latter. I swear, what are they teaching children in school these days? Never mind, I suppose that should wait. Hey there, can you hear us? Looks like he's conscious at least. What's the matter? I can't see this being a very comfortable place to sit. Maybe he's just hungry? When you're really hungry, sometimes you don't have the energy to talk. Yeah, apparently it just grows that way. You might actually be right there, and you'd know better than anyone. Well then, I think I've just got just the thing. When did you get Quincy Bell chocolate? I bought this for you originally, so I'm sorry, Reese. Do you mind if he has this? Okay. Good girl. Come on, why don't you try some? I think you'll like it, especially if you like sweet things. Quincy's chocolate's the best there is. There might be a brand that tastes nicer, but they've got the best balance between taste and cost. See, that's a glowing review coming from none other than my darling little sister. Taste should help warm you up a bit too. Come on, see what you think. What was that? Oh. I said, get lost. Just leave me alone, please. What should we do? So you're not going to take me up on my offer, huh? Guess I'm left with no choice. Why are you eating it? I can't pronounce that, so y'all could imagine. Well, no, that should be enough. What the hell was that for? Looks like that did the trick. See, I told you the sweet things are great for perking you up. That wasn't the chocolate, that was you being a maniac! What kind of girl does that to a kid they just found on the street? Are you some kind of pedophile or something? Oh my, the Sunday school curriculum really seems to have changed since I went there. Where else could you and Reese be picking up these fancy words, I wonder? I don't think that's really the problem. Yeah, what she said! Wait a sec. Your clothes look familiar. Oh, come to think of it, I haven't introduced myself yet, have I? My name's Rufina Argent, and this is my little sister Reese. How about you? What's your name? You didn't really need to mac on the kid, Rufina. That was not necessary, and in fact really creepy, and I'm glad Kevin called you out. Kevin, are you listening? Oh, sorry about that. I must have spaced out a bit. Are you alright? It's understandable, really. After all that's happened, it's no surprise you're feeling tired. Maybe you should rest up some before we keep going? Nah, don't worry about me. Anyway, we're about to start going over all the information we've gathered so far, right? Yes, but... He may not be our ally, but our encounter with that Schwartzritter turned out to be quite illuminating. We finally have the name of the strange place we found ourselves in, for one. That's right. He called it Phantasma, right? Yep, interesting name it's got. Not sure where it came from, though. As far as I know, it's nothing from the Church's scripts. I've never heard of it before, either. Then there's the existence of his lord? Well, judging by how that guy spoke of him, it must be the big boss around here. They seem to know a whole lot about us, too. Incidentally, there was one thing that night mentioned which made me curious. It mentioned you having a sister, Reese. Oh, my, I didn't mean to pry into your personal affairs. Should I not have asked? Thank you, husband. Husband brought me water, if you're wondering where that came from. Nah, I don't blame you for being curious. As you said, I did indeed have a sister. Her name was Rufina. She's one of the Growlswitter, just like I am now. Reese. I take it that your use of the past tense means... Yes, she fell in the line of duty during a mission. Roughly 5 years ago, to be precise. I see. But in that case, how could that man possibly know so much about her skills? I wish I knew. I don't really know much about the work she did. What about you, Kevin? Sorry, I can't think of how she might have met him either. Still, she was known for being one skilled knight. Not just in terms of strength in battle, her judgment and negotiation abilities are both top class, too. The details of her missions are as much a mystery to me as they are for Ree, so it's not a stretch to think she could have met him during one of them. I suppose. We have little more than conjecture to go off of. I suppose the matter will have to remain unsolved for now. My apologies. I never should have asked. All I did was bring up painful memories for the two of you. Don't sweat it. We still learned something out of this, and that's that our enemies are keeping a pretty close eye on what we do here. We're gonna need to be careful every step of the way. So it seems. Shall we get back to whatever cautious trek then?
We'll have to go back to where we met that guy and keep going from there, right?
Yeah, I saw another warp at the top of the stairs. Thankfully the cube can get us back there. No time flat looks rough for it. Well, everybody's doing pretty good. I don't really need to use the water. Me forgetting how to do everything. How are we doing? Ooh, she's got an upgrade. Nothing there, it's good. I'm not bothering with that right now. Me. Before I get too far into that, what are setups presently like? Tita's okay. And Julia's okay, so I don't really need to go buy anything else. I could maybe go buy some ingredients from that tree. I mean, not that I have a whole ton of stuff, but... I want to at least try to make a recipe here. Potato and an egg salad sandwich? Huh. I mean, I don't really eat egg salad, so I guess I don't really know what goes in it, but... Okay, I can cook now, hooray! No, it's a sit-down meal, but I still wanted to make it, so it's fine. We made a sandwich! Hooray! Ah. Is there anything down here? That seems like a no. There probably will be later, though. I do want to run back down this way, which I believe is where the library is that we started off in. It is! Hooray, I remember things. I'm not actually reading this, but I'm gonna try to get an achievement. 3. 4. If you want to read this, it is available on the Kiseki Wiki, I believe. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And finale. So, funny thing about that is, they vaguely mentioned it in the prologue, it is actually based off of a living character in this series named Ayn, who is the leader of the Growlsritter. And, she is, a treasure. So, we're to the end of Jade Corridor. Can do. No, that was our boss arena, wasn't it? Yep. Sparkly sigil. This is the exit you noticed before, right, Father? Or entrance, perhaps?
Just like that magic circle at the base.
Do you think this will take us somewhere completely new? Most likely. It's the only other route I've seen, so we're just gonna have to see where it takes us. That's a statue of a white falcon. Wait, isn't this... This is the southern block of Grancel.
Thank goodness, we're finally out of there.
What's up with you, Reese? You look like you've seen a ghost. Well, I can't pretend to be all that familiar with Grancel, but that's not its main gate, is it? What? Crap!
What?
No, it isn't. Oh, we have enemies. And a creepy thing. Multiple creepy things. Neato.
Those soldiers aren't the Royal Army.
What has happened here? What happened to the capital while I was away? Man, I did not see this coming when we stepped out of that warp. There's something happened here while we were stuck inside that place, or Phantasma is now able to influence the world outside. I apologize, but I cannot stand here any longer. I need to go check on Grancel Castle. I'm concerned for the city's citizens, but above all, I fear for the safety of Her Majesty and the Princess. I don't blame you, but we're coming with. As strong as you are, going alone isn't smart.
But panicking is the worst thing you can do right now. Extraordinary situations like these are when caution and careful thinking are your most valued allies.
You're quite right, of course. I understand. And castle it is. We should try and investigate the city on our way to there, too. Keep your eyes peeled, though. The fiends here look like they're not playing around. Understood.
Right.
Alright, that takes us back to the Jade Corridor. But first, a thingy! Do you have anything cool? Ooh, you do have cool things, but I don't have money. I spent the money on bow. And then I go actually give things to people because I realized I didn't before, and you have a new sword! Julia's picture is a... Not sure how I feel about that. Guess I need to sell both the Ritter and the Aqua. Wow, 12 Mira! Thanks! Okay. No one's here. Weird. Oh, nice. That should go on somebody. But who? Probably Kevin. I should probably upgrade him before anyone else. Being that he's our protag and all, he'll always be with us. Or at least, you know, aside from, like, very special circumstances, he will be with us. Nice. Yeah, Kevin's onesie is a choice that they made. It wasn't a good choice, but it was one that they made. Oh, I can go inside the insurance code. Can I steal any supplies from you? Oh, there's a door.
Bring to me the girl who loves to fish. Only then shall the door open.
Estelle? Ah, shit. Whatever, it's dead now.
Alright, what's next?
I don't think anyone's here.
I faintly hoped there would be, but I should have known that wouldn't be the case. The guild's assistance would have been immensely helpful in a situation like this, too.
I'll go and have a look at the telephone. Maybe we'll be able to contact a branch somewhere else and ask them for help.
Thanks, Tita.
It's no use. The phone's technically working, but I can't actually get through to anywhere.
Have you tried contacting headquarters at Lyston Fortress?
Oh, no. Oh, good. I can't get through to them either.
I see.
I imagine you would get the same result no matter where you tried to call.
Probably, yeah. Well, it's not ideal, but it looks like we're on our own.
I can go through back here now.
I was hoping it was a chest or something, but let's head upstairs. Let's hear. Somebody's been having a fun time, is what I'm seeing. Another door!
Bring to me the dancer with silver locks.
Only then shall the door open. That sounds like Shara! I can't imagine who else it would be. New sword for Julia! Okay, that's up. There you go.
For the sake of my master!
Yay, tape. Help. Okay. Well, that sucked. That sucked less. That was awesome. Yeah, I don't think anybody other than Shira has silver hair. At least not in this game. We also don't have any characters that really fit as a dancer otherwise. Oh. Don't fry that! How did you even successfully fry that? never see Shara dance, but, like, she pretty obviously has the outfit for it, like... Belly dancer wear.
Not bad.
Yay, Mira! Ooh, nothing. I feel cheated. Yay, Mira! I feel cheated once more. Okay, well that helps. Yay! We can buy more weapons. It would also probably be a good idea to, like, buy armor, but I'm not gonna do that yet. Bring to me the guardian of the royal family and the blade that serves the imperial house. Only then shall the door open. That's Julia. We have her. Oh, I guess not? Who else could it be? That's obviously Julia. One second. Oh! Oh, we also need somebody else. That's why. I got it. I got it. Actually, hold on. Let's go back and get some weapons. Ah, fuck.
Justice must always prevail.
Shit.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in peace.
And now I have no money. Have any tear bombs? Yeah, I have a whole bunch. I'm fine. Alright. Back to what we were doing before. Oh, damn.
Upon the golden wings of Saturn,
Yeah, okay, just summon a whole ass angel, it's fine.
I hold in my hand the chalice of the light that is our freedom.
There you go.
Justice must always prevail.
Tita just basically one-shotted that for us, so thanks, Tita!
No. What's this magical symbol for? I believe it's locked by a spiritual power of some kind. We are unlikely to be able to force our way through as long as it remains active, I'm afraid.
certainly how it seems. Which means we're going to need to find some way to remove it, or we won't be able to get inside. Most likely, yeah. You're alright with us leaving the castle until later, then? I fear we have little choice. I can only hope that Adios keeps everyone inside safe until we can return. Shall we resume our search of the city in the meantime? That works. Hopefully we can find some way of getting inside when we're making the rounds. Well, we did find something down in Soft Block that just got removed. Should be this. Yeah, okay, cool. Here we are. We want to go into the department store because I hear there's treasure here! I love treasure. There's more treasure. I do not see treasure there. Oh, wait, yes I do. Treasure! We learned how to make stuff, yay! Okay, now we can move. Ah. Okay. Good thing friendly fire is off, or Kevin would be fucking dead right now.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in peace.
Oh dear. No time to get comfy, huh?
They just popped up out of nowhere!
Here they come. Good job, Kevin. There we go.
Scary.
Is that? Indeed, we found you and Tita inside stones just like this. At this point, it's safe to assume there's someone sealed inside this one, too.
Well, it's the Erebonian embassy, so maybe it's Olivier? Oh wait, Joshua was born in Erebonia too, wasn't he? I don't care who it is, I can't wait to find out who's inside!
Well, there's only one way to know for sure. It's no rush, we should try and make our way back to the base soon and check for ourselves. Get me in! Give me your stuff! Ah. There you go.
All right, what's next?
I still can't get over how pretty they are.
So this is how I was released too, was it? That looks like... What was that? A stun grenade? Fall back, Olivier! Their target is likely to be... What? It really is you. Captain Schwartz, what are you doing here? Just... where is this? What happened to Olivier? So you were the prince when you were drawn in here? Allow me to explain what we know of our current situation. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to try and answer them. It's Olivier's boyfriend! I see. I must admit all of this is a little much taken at once. We're tempted to think I'll wake up any minute to find I've been dreaming. I felt much the same at first, Major. I've been here for a while now, and I still find myself doubting all of this is even real. I'm too hard-headed for my own good, I fear. And we're similar in more ways than one. In any case, we don't have the luxury of time on our side. I'm concerned about that fool's safety, so allow me to assist you with your search. It might actually. I mean, this is Olivier we're talking about. We'd be happy to have you. Incidentally, before we get going, what kind of situation were you in when the light started surrounding you? Oh, the two of us were in Parm conducting an inspection. Night arrived, and the two of us made our way back to the hotel where we were staying. That's when it happened, and completely without warning. Can't say for sure, but given that he was with me, he may have been caught up in this as well.
That's the southernmost town in Arabonia, right?
That's right. Happens to be the closest Erebonian town to Liberal. Sorry to interject, but may I ask something? Who is this Olivier you keep referring to? Oh, he was another of the guys who came with us to that flying city. Prince Oliver? You wouldn't think he was a prince if you met him, though. He's real easygoing and fun to be around. I'm not sure I could disagree with that. Any last part? Yeah, we see Parm in actually CS3. But I'm not sure I could disagree anymore with that last part if I tried. He delights in living a life of excessive debauchery and constantly exhausts those unfortunate enough to be around him at every waking hour. You know as well as I do, but there's more to him than that, of course. Word of his exploits since returning to the Empire has been reaching Liberal, Major. If they're to be believed, he's become quite adored at high-class social gatherings. Ha-ha, endless, ha-ha. It's true he's managed to avoid causing too much of a stir by keeping up his usual acts so far. Who knows what kinds of rumors will start spreading when he reveals his true colors. Well, keep hanging in there, buddy. Something wrong, Reese?
Nothing at all. It's interesting how the people we found so far all seem to know one another. That can't be a simple coincidence. Perhaps only people who meet that condition end up getting surrounded by that white light and coming here. Maybe.
Well, the logic does add up. At the very least, it appears to be linked to becoming imprisoned in one of those stones you spoke of. You mentioned before not finding sealing stones containing any of Darsail's crew or Grant's-Light residents, correct? Despite encountering both the ship and the city itself in an abnormal state. That's correct.
I hadn't even thought of that.
It's good food for thought while we keep exploring. Right now, our focus needs to be on finding out what happened to Grancel. Indeed. I'd like to accompany you too, if at all possible. The fastest way for me to accept the situation I'm in would be to experience it firsthand. Which means now we need to pick our party members, which means Tita's leaving. I...
Do it.
Okay. Whose voice is that? I recognize that. Anyway.
Oh, take care, okay?
You got it. Well, leave keeping an eye on things in the garden, Tia. If you ever find yourself in danger, don't try to do anything dangerous, alright?
Alright.
What was that? Kevin, was that... Yep, it's our old pal the Cube again. Visitors from afar. Possessors of the Cube.
Woman's voice?
Okay, it's supposed to be a woman, whoops. And who might she be? Wish we knew. There she is, doesn't seem like she can hear us. You seem to be gathering strength well. I will unlock another of the Cube's powers. About remote abilities. From the Cube menu, you can select a character not in the active party to set as a support member. The support member will confer certain benefits on the active party. Each character has a different set of benefits they can provide, including raising stats, drop rates, and more. I feel like because I'm in widescreen, that circle thing got switched too far over. Whoops. The power of the Malevolent One is much too great. I pray that your bones will become a great light that will let you prevail. I fear I may have underestimated just how bizarre a situation this is. Regardless, whoever she may be, it doesn't sound as though she means us any harm. Indeed, that Schwartzritter is clearly our enemy, but the woman doesn't seem to be so far. That said, I wouldn't place too much trust in her just yet. We still don't know who she is. Well, thanks to her, we got a few neat features on the Cube to play around with. You guys up for seeing how they work? Okay, cool. How am I doing mirror-wise? Not enough to buy anything useful. So, Cube time. Let's go back to Grancel. Please. Okay, fine. I'll save the game. Anyway, there's a star door up here that needed both Julia and Mueller, who we now have. Oh, did they just vanish Mueller? Yeah, they did. Okay, that's what happened. Nice.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Damn it.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Bring to me the guardian of the royal family and the blade that serves the Imperial House. Only then shall the door open. Oh, it's pretty. I shall grant to you a memory fragment and my blessing. Oh, thank you for the raid! Yay, positive vibes! Roughly 2 months after the crisis that struck Liberl came to an end. You are all beloved as well! That concludes my report on all that transpired here 2 months prior. I really cannot thank you enough for your beloved... English. I really cannot thank you enough for your above and beyond efforts, Captain. Bringing an end to the chaos and restoring hope to its people was no easy task. You should truly be proud of yourself. I'm doing good, how are you? Majesty, please. I've done nothing to deserve such praise. I would beg to differ, and that's why I want to thank you on behalf of every one of the borough's citizens. Not only did you ensure our safety, you went from place to place aiding in the restoration as well. Now you continue to be just as busy serving as the leader of the Royal Guard. You deserve all the thanks you get. I really am proud of you, Captain Schwartz. I'm honored, Your Majesty. I believe I'll be able to formally present you with at least one medal for your achievements at a later date, too. Oh, that's great! General Morgan seems to think a promotion is almost assured as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds in store for you. Yes, a surprise? You shouldn't. Just like you shouldn't have, except you're working on a thing, so it's like you shouldn't do. English is a hard language, despite it being my native. But, Your Majesty, I must object. The only reason this crisis was resolved at all was because of the efforts of countless people, all of whom gave their all for the borough's sake. My contribution was but a minor part of a much, much greater whole. I don't feel it would be appropriate for me to be receiving medals or promotions. Captain, I agree that countless people contributed to achieving the peace we now have. Everyone who fought and tried to protect their loved ones and who endured the suffering they faced contributed in some way. But I believe it's clear to everyone that without the Orsale, the crisis would not have seen the conclusion that it did, and the one who commanded the Orsale was you. But be that as it may, medals are one thing, but I couldn't possibly consider accepting a promotion. Well, I will be excited to see it. Know that you are appreciated as well. I always love it when you show up. I feel as though I've barely spent all that much time in my current position, so assuming one with even greater responsibility would be, there's no need to be so modest. In my opinion, you've accomplished much more in your current position than you seem to believe you have. Actually, Captain, I'd like to propose that you take the rest of today off. How would you feel about that? May I ask why, Your Majesty? I'm not sure I understand. As I mentioned, I want to show my thanks to you for all you did, and I believe there'd be better ways to do that than formal meetings like these. You certainly deserve some rest, too, given how exhausting going back and forth between military HQ and the castle practically every day must be. I've even been receiving requests from members of the Royal Guard saying that they would like for you to take a break as well. I'm terribly sorry that you had to listen to such complaints, Your Majesty. It was certainly not my intent that you should be troubled so. So who was it? Lex? Leon? Could easily be both, knowing them. I'm used to them telling me as much every time they see me, but I cannot believe they chose to bother Her Majesty with the issue. As such, I would like for you to take the remainder of the day and use it to relax. That way you can return to your duties tomorrow feeling refreshed and ready to work for the good of this nation anew. Very well, if that is your wish, Your Majesty. I, Captain Julia Schwartz of the Royal Guard, accept your proposal and shall take leave of my duties for the remainder of the day. Aww. A promotion. Ordinarily, receiving one would be a cause of celebration, but for me... Good morning, Captain! Good morning, Captain! I've been given the rest of the day off. That's right, yes. I'm amazed you already know that when I was just told myself. Yeah, it's not all that amazing, really. Leon was trying to make sure everyone knew of the communications network from Leiston. Your Echo appealed directly to Her Majesty, even. Directly? I can't believe it. It did look like he had something he wanted to say to me the last time I saw him. What is it with them? I still wish we could have helped with repairing their sail, too, though. Yeah, the repairs are running a little behind schedule, too. How are things going over there? You needn't worry about their sails repairs. The only reason those three are still there at Leiston Fortress is they wouldn't take no for an answer and insisted on staying. The repairs are currently being carried under Gustav, the maintenance chief from ZCF. They'll be completed properly. Incidentally, do you know if Her Highness left already? Yes, in fact. Claudia left not that long ago, if you're looking for her. I thought that was, the Queen for some reason, but it's Duke Gooden! She's gone to inspect the royal villa. Are you not aware of this? Your Grace, I was not. I very much would like to accompany her over there, if I'm truthful. I suppose that comes as no surprise. You've always been one to put yourself forward to escort her at every opportunity. It's because they're lesbians. I can't say I understand why. Simple escort jobs are well below your current rank. I suppose so. Right. Stretching. Okay, clearly I needed that. I'm popping. My bones are like Rice Krispie treats! I will save as soon as I am out of this cutscene, which may be a long time to be fair, and I am currently in a decent posture. But thank you for checking. Still, I'm sure she's well. She has a number of trustworthy guardsmen with her. Try not to fret over her too much. Of course, you're right. Thank you, Your Grace. And with that, we're leaving. Philip, there's work to be done. Just a moment, Your Grace. Please, try not to be too downhearted. What are you doing, Philip? I said there's work to be done. My apologies. It's as though I missed Her Highness yet again. Still, we're both so busy with our duties that it's no wonder it keeps happening. It's incredible how much Duke Dunan's changed. Tell me about it. Apparently he's often seen the administrative worm working genuinely hard lately. He's the one who proposed paying compensation out a while back, too. I thought of him as a good-for-nothing slob, but maybe there's more to him than that. It's finally showing that he shares Her Majesty's blood after all. You're on duty! Enough idle chatter! My apologies, Captain! As you are seemingly aware, I will be absent from the castle for the remainder of the day. Expect the two of you to take care of things here in my absence. Yes, ma'am! Take care, ma'am. Being granted a day off is all well and good in theory, but I haven't had one in so long I haven't the faintest idea what to do with it. Should I go shopping? Perhaps do maintenance work on my equipment? Or would it be best just returning to my room and reading a book? I need to do more than simply rest with my time. I need to use it productively. I know, wouldn't it be nice to take a light stroll along the scenic route? I haven't done that in ages. It'd be an excellent use of my time, even. Is it really true that Julia's returned to Grancel? Where is she? Where is she? Please don't push! Everyone, please calm down! Oh, it's her lesbian brigade. What exactly is going on here? Captain? Oh no, why did you have to come now? It's dangerous here. Please, retreat back inside the castle at once.
It's Julia! What? It really is!
The music! What the devil is this?
Julia!
What?
Wait, Julia! Don't go!
Aha! Let's go, lesbians! Captain Schwartz! You left the castle gates for the time being. You're not hurt, are you? No, I'm fine. What just happened? Well, they appear to be some rather ardent fans of yours, Captain. You know, we did have a rather large number of fan letters arrive at the castle this morning. Maybe that could be related to all this. Fan letters? Apparently some magazine company put together a special feature on you yesterday. It's full of information on what you were up to on that flying city. Oh, that reminds me, a few people who claim to be from the Little World News came here while you were away. Said they were putting together a feature to capitalize on your popularity, so they wanted to gather material for it. I think I've heard enough. I could probably fill in the rest myself. Why am I getting this kind of attention? Fan letters? Magazine articles? Why am I being treated like someone special? I'm not. Not at all. Her Majesty praising me more than I deserve, I know this. All I really wanted to do was protect Her Highness. That's all. Said I wanted to now, too, but the opportunity to actually go with her and escort her, heart rarely seems to present itself anymore. Must I be forced to accept that this is how things will be going forward? Thank you for your time today, Archbishop. I will conduct Mass again tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Could I ask you to pass that on to Her Majesty? It would be my pleasure. Oh, if it isn't Julia. I wasn't expecting to find you here. Something the matter? Oh, not at all. And good day to you, Archbishop. It's good to see you again, Julia. I haven't seen you for some time. You had me a little concerned. I'm terribly sorry for worrying you. I'd also like to apologize for not attending Mass at all of late. Oh, it's no trouble. I'm well aware of how busy you are. All I'll ask of you in busy times you face is this. No matter how busy you may become, you must never lose sight of yourself. What matters to you most is always close at hand. Thank you, Archbishop. I'll take what you have said to heart. Excellent. Now, if you excuse me, I really should be on my way. Good day, Archbishop! Actually, there is one way I may be able to get out of here. Archbishop Kurt, please wait. Are we going back to Nun Julia? everyone please move a little further from the castle gates? Please, just a little more. If everyone could please remain calm.
It's Julia!
She's coming out! She's coming out! Aw, it's just the Archbishop and his sister. Come now, everyone. Move aside and let us pass. Looks like your plan ended up working, Julia. Fortunately, yes. I'm sorry for causing you trouble yet again. Not to worry. You have my sympathies even. There seem to be some very fervent admirers back there. Major Vander? What is he doing here? I thought he'd already left the Pearl. This is quite a surprise. I wasn't aware you were also sister of the church, Captain Schwartz. You can tell? Well, I should be back in Erebonia, but I still have a little cleaning up after that fool to do, so I ended up having to come back here again in the end. I'd like to take the time to go and greet you, but the chance ultimately never presented itself. Nevertheless, I'm pleased we were able to meet again, Captain. Of course, it's Sister Julia now. Major? It appears to me there's little point in trying to disguise your identity from this man. Perhaps you needn't bother? Regardless, I have preparations to make for this afternoon's mass, so I should excuse myself. Good idea, both.
Archbishop!
It's just ditching her! Rude! So that was the famous Archbishop Current, was it? Love how he hasn't quite left, because this game is not meant to be in widescreen. Perhaps I should have taken that chance to introduce myself properly to him. Major. I should probably explain how I ended up in this situation. You see, I wish I could have stayed a while longer, but I really got to get going. I should have gotten a close look at Julia, though. I thought this was finally going to be my chance.
She's so dreamy.
They're starting to make their way back. If they find me here, I'm doomed. Should you like, Captain, I'd be happy to help you disguise yourself. Pardon? You pretend to be familiar with your I can't pretend to be familiar with your situation, but I can see you aren't comfortable with being discovered here. In these situations, your instinct may be to hide, but the best thing to do is the exact opposite. If it works for you, I'd be happy to accompany you somewhere a little safer. Oh my, thank you.
Julia.
Please do, right away. My pleasure. Never mind, I suppose it was just my imagination. It must have been. Oh, it's Joshua's trauma corner. Well, this area seems to be empty. Will this be far enough, do you think? It should be. I can't apologize enough for this, Major. I think nothing of it. I'm used to having to run around without being discovered. Usually because Olivier has caused some kind of predicament. I can see that. I'm still ashamed of what happened, though. A little simple commotion like that ruined my plans to go outside the city for my day off. I wasn't able to calm the situation at all. I hadn't even been able to leave the castle without resorting to a disguise. I'm not sure you have any reason to be blaming yourself here, Captain. I'm afraid I must disagree. As a member of the Royal Guard, I'm utterly useless, and this isn't the first time that I felt that way. During the coup d'etat, I was powerless. I should have been able to protect Her Highness, yet she ended up being captured and placed in danger. Same is true when Grancel was attacked by Ouroboros, too. Not only could I not protect Her Majesty from being endangered by them, I wasn't even able to be anywhere near her. I, of all people, should have been right by your side in your hour of need. How dare I learn of what happened only after the fact? I'm not fit to even serve them. While I can certainly understand your frustrations, they were both safe, were they not? Surely that is what counts above all. Much as we may wish to be, no human is omnipotent. Neither of us are any exception to that. understand that. At least I want to believe I do. But to make matters worse, I now find out there are magazine articles about me, making me out to be some kind of great hero. It's even talking me being promoted. I don't even feel like I've done my job in a way that's worthy of praise. Never mind anything to deserve being given a higher position. No, none of that is what bothers me most. People want to give me greater praise than I deserve. Let them. Receiving a promotion isn't in itself a cause to be unhappy. More the opposite. On paper, at least. In reality, it'll result in me becoming busier because of my new duties, which will result in me ending up even further away from Her Highness than I am now. I'm a little envious of you, to tell the truth, Major. I've always been able to go and escort Prince Oliver like it's the most natural thing in the world. Maybe you weren't always by his side, but you were there when he needed you most. You did more than escort him, too. You were able to help him and aid in ways beyond the call of duty. In comparison, I can't seem to be able to help Her Highness at all. I can't even lend her an ear when she's plagued with worry. When she was agonizing over whether to assume her position as Crown Princess, I couldn't do a single thing for her. I feel somewhat reluctant to give my opinion here, as I can hardly pretend to be well-versed in your situation. But from where I stand, your position seems to be the more fortunate one. How so? What exactly do you mean, Major? I didn't mean to offend you, so I apologize if I did. But protecting that fool is a task that was thrust upon me the moment I was born. Between us, I find myself envious of your natural loyalty to the ones you serve. The moment you were born? Oh, right, you were Vander. And we're a military family who traditionally serves the Imperial family, yes. My luck for anything less than a hectic life ran out the second I was given it, I fear. That's certainly a great responsibility to be destined to fulfill. Especially when you're chosen to protect Prince Oliver, of all people. Quite so. Still, my point stands. I do believe that it's a happy, fortunate thing to be able to serve and devote yourself to those you genuinely care for. I may hardly be an expert at the subject, seeing as Your Highness is much less of a handful, but am I wrong? No, I see your point. Perhaps I should see being able to sit and worry about something like this as a luxury. Although whether someone who isn't able to defend Her Highness can really be called a member of the Royal Guard is another issue entirely. Captain, if you'd like, I'd be happy to teach you a good way to clear your head. To clear my head, you say? Indeed. Still, I would like you to keep this off the record. Are we fighting? This will be a one-round duel. Both arts and items may be used. So this is what you had in mind. I can't say I feel especially confident about my chance of defeating a warrior of the famed Vander family, but I'll certainly try. There's no need to be so modest. Well, Captain, let us begin!
For the sake of my master, get ready!
Meow.
My soul and sword are as one. Righteous witness!
Mila, did you just make a black hole with your sword? That's not good for the stability of the universe, my dear. S-crafts are so fucking ridiculous. Oof. Well, that was fun. Ow. Less ow. Ow. There we go. That's what I was waiting for.
For the sake of my master, For the sake of my master!
Well, this is a surprise. I had no idea you were this strong. Surely you jest. I could tell that you were holding back against me. I only wish I could say that were true. I'm looking forward to the next chance we have to do battle now. I will strive not to let you down. Captain. You said to me that you failed to protect those you care about most. What did you lose because of that? I'm not sure I understand. The easiest way to determine the true worth of something is to imagine how things would be if you were to lose it. When you do that, you start to see things for how they really are beyond simple logic. Imagine you were to vanish from the world, and yet you still possess the ability to think. Would there be anything left lingering on your mind? Anything that worried you? Something that you wished you could do? If so, that's what you should do most. Those are excellent questions, Major. Your Highness, I think I finally know what to do. I cannot thank you enough. Thanks to you, I can finally see the path ahead. I'll be sure to take all you've taught me today to heart. Just don't assume I thought of any of what I said or done today myself. I had often caused swords in my uncle to clear away frustration to have to deal with my own insufferable charge. Well, it's probably about time I thought about returning to Arabonia. Much as I hate to admit it, I'm feeling a hint of concern for his well-being. Only a hint? Please, give my regards to the prince when we see him then. I shall. Give mine to Princess Claudia as well. It was at that moment that I made a decision in my heart. I would do all I could to support Her Highness, this nation's future queen. But to that end, I resolved to accept whatever promotions I received. No doubt the further I moved up the ranks, the more my chances to actually meet with her would decrease. But even if we can't meet in person, even if I have to do it from afar, I want to be able to support her. Perhaps this decision is a selfish one, but I do hope you can forgive me for making it, Your Highness. I feel somewhat reluctant to disturb Her Majesty while she's busy working, but...
Is that you, Julia? It's great!
Your Highness! Zeke! How come you're back here already? Oh, did you think I was still over at the villa? I expected to be too, but there weren't many people there today, so I was able to leave earlier than expected. I see. I am just surprised to see you here, actually. I thought you'd been given a day off today. Oh, you knew? Indeed, I had. I ended up running into a friend I don't have many opportunities to spend time with. The time we spent together simply flew by. I have my deepest thanks to Her Majesty for giving me the opportunity. I'm happy to hear that. Julia, I realize this may feel a little out of nowhere, but I wanted to thank you for always supporting me. Goodness, that is out of nowhere. But it's something I should have done ages ago. I can't believe it's taken me this long to state the obvious. Everything my parents would otherwise have taught me, you ended up doing in their place. How to fight, how to act, how to think. It's like I'm only now starting to realize how much of what makes me myself are things I learned from you. I feel like I've grown up always seeing you as a role model. I remember grandmother laughing at me at one point as to how similar I am to you too. Even in the little things that I walk and move, she says I'm just like you. Julia? Is something the matter? No. This time I really have been right by her side. I spent all this time worrying because I couldn't see her by mine, but as far as she was concerned, I was always there. I truly am beyond help. Chloe, may I say something? I don't believe I'll be able to wait upon you as I always have any longer. But even now, I wish to do all I can to protect and support you. I wish to continue being your retainer, your friend, your sister as well. So please, try not to overexert yourself during my absence. And even if I'm not able to be near you all the time, I still want you to know that you can always call upon me if you need me.
Yeah,
Of course I will. Although I can't promise I won't find myself unintentionally taking advantage of your kindness when I do. I'm always happy to have you to depend on. And I'll always be glad you feel that way. Yeah, sister is another word for lesbian! Easy. That afternoon, they were able to enjoy a few relaxing cups of tea together. Despite her initial resistance, Julia's day off proved to be much more enjoyable than she had expected. And it seemed inevitable that the fragrance of the tea that she drank that day would remain in her memories forever. Side story, Julia's day off, finished. Oh, sweet money! I was told to save game for Mother, and I now shall as I can. Alright. West Block. Oh boy. There's a lot going on in the West Block. Where's even my entrance point? Oh, there it is, there it is. Okay, okay. I wish I could get money for remembering things.
Justice must always prevail.
I was trying to get it and it got me instead.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Oh yeah, chain things. The things I never use and don't intend to use going forward. Oh! Mueller's fucking dead! Yeah, we didn't really see this in 1 and 2, but death blows are a thing and they suck. I hate them. I mean, I had the option to, like, use a thing that would have done them, but why though?
Alright, what's next?
Mueller's art is, his neck might be a little broken, but, you know, it's fine, probably. Damn, Mueller, can you stop dying?
Must always prevail.
Walk over one block, Mueller dies immediately.
There is nothing my sword cannot cut.
Unless you die first. Just saying. Alright, I forgot he lived here. Whatever, I'm taking his stuff. Treasure! Those who have not proven themselves in battle are not worthy of stepping inside. Should you wish to be deemed worthy, struggle through 100 battles. Only then shall the door open. How do I know how many I've been through, though? Oh, more treasure. I mean, Shantied is useless to me, but, you know, nice to have it. I knew I missed something. Haha!
Justice must always pre-
Yeah, it seems like there's nothing of interest in here. I really don't like the West Block because it's very hard to see anything in here. I'm not sure I want either of those things, honestly. A child was here.
Justice must always prevail.
I think that's actually everything down here, but... yeah, because I remember this house. Okay. Now I have to figure out how to get out of here. Okay. Well, I ran right into somebody, but that's fine. Ow.
Justice must always prevail.
Not bad.
Justice must always prevail.
What? What is a bobcat doing in a place like this?
You recognize this ship?
It's owned by the Sky Bandits who managed to make their way into that flying city just like us. And they put a stop to the whole bandit business now, though. After all the trouble in the Lever, Her Majesty has started to owe them a royal pardon for their actions. I hear they're currently using their airship to operate a courier business, in fact. Huh, that's cool. I see. So, why would it be here? Well, it's not impossible they came to Granslow to deliver some sort of letter or parcel. But the best way to find that answer is to look inside and see what we find. Oh, that sucks. There might be someone in here, too. Should we try breaking it down? Heck away! Wait, no, I was just joking. Let's let us try to see if we can unlock it by some other means before skipping to our last resort. You know, this is an airship's door. I imagine it must be fairly sturdy. It'll probably take a significant amount of force to break through it. Naturally, I was also joking. Little fibber. Alright, now that we've saved this poor door's life, let's look around for a key to open it. Till then, we're just gonna have to leave it. Hap. Treasure. Hmm? He doesn't know anything but the gremlin life. He just has to pretend he does.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Nice. Okay.
That was the sword of Bender.
Let me in! Let me in! Where did I even come from? Help. Okay. I came from here, right? Right? Okay. If I remember rightly, this is the warehouse that tank was hidden in. This is my first time seeing the inside, though. It's currently being rented out by a new owner, as far as I'm aware. Naturally, they've been given a thorough background checking this time. Right. Probably for the best after what went down before. Kevin. I'm accidentally a whole boss fight? What a mess. Now we're up against ghosts? We're going to attack. Well, there's a way to deal with this.
I hold in my hand the chalice of life that is on
Upon the golden wings of Saturn,
Oh, never mind. We didn't need more than one. They're all dead.
my thanks to thee.
I have so much water. Could that be the key to the airship? Can't think of anything else it'd be good for. What's it doing here, though? Solve one mystery and find two more right around the corner. Still, at least now we should be able to get inside that ship. Yeah, let's make our way back. Can I steal anything in here, though? No? Okay. Fine. Spoil sports. Yeah!
Justice must always
Honestly, it's surprising it took this long for ghosts to show up. Also, why did the ghosts have a full set of teeth? And also wiggly eye stalks? I don't like that. I just don't like it. Hey, that looks like another stone. It's hard to see from here, but it could very well be. Should I go up and get it? Nah, I'll go, just to be sure. You guys wait down here for me. So this is what those stealing stones look like. I wonder whether being here means what I think it does. Well, we'll soon find out. Let's get back to the base. Just hoping that releasing whoever's inside will make something happen in the city, too. That sounds wise. I'm not done looking around the ship. Okay, now I guess I am. I realize I can just press the cube to go back to where I want. I'm so used to not having fast travel, but now that I have it, I keep forgetting it exists. Oh, take a wild guess who we're getting out of the gacha. So it's the girl, is it? Sure looks like it was down to either her or one of her brothers.
Kyle? Dawn? What happened? Huh?
It's been quite some time, young lady. That logo on your visor's your new courier service, then.
What kind of dream is this? This is so lame. If I have to dream about people from Liberl, can't Joshua be in it? Why do I care about some phony priest or that military nut?
You're still so very charming.
And I'll have you know my credentials are totally for real, thank you very much. Stop talking all this crap already! Just tell me where you've hidden my brothers so I can go and rescue them!
How are we supposed to explain anything if you won't listen to us? All of us are trapped inside this strange place just like you. How could we know where your brothers are?
And you expect me to just buy that? Hook, line, and sinker? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out there's something weird going on. But it wasn't even that long ago that we were all flying over Crossbell in the Bobcat together.
So that was what you were doing when you were surrounded by that white light?
Yeah, that's right. Wait, how do you know about the light?
So your situation is nearly the same as my own, then. Save for the fact that you were in Crossbell.
Still, Crossbell's not that far from the Liberl on the map, right? And it's a state between Erebony and Calvert, isn't it?
That's the one. If you took an international liner, you'd be there in about an hour. It's worth noting, for sure.
Hello? I'm standing right here, guys!
Actually, forget it. I'm going back to the Bobcat. I've got no reason to hang around with you guys.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Just so you're aware, Grancel is no longer the city you once knew. There's no telling when your ship will be overrun by fiends. Still sure you want to try acting alone?
Well...
You can't change your mind, we'll at least escort you back, but I wouldn't recommend it. Until we got a better idea of what kind of situation we're even in here. It's not like we never worked together before, right?
Okay, I get it. My head's practically spinning with all that's going on, so I'm not sure what I would be doing right now. But I guess it wouldn't hurt to stick with you until we find Kyle and Dawn.
Good. I'd feel better if you did.
If you guys think I'm gonna owe you one, you've got another thing coming. If I'm gonna stick around, I'm gonna be doing my part. So anytime you need something, I'm your girl.
Noble enough sentiment. Just make sure you don't end up holding us back in your attempts to be of assistance.
You mind your own business!
She seems to be more dutiful than I was expecting. She's a good person at heart, really. Alright. I'm gonna pop out Julia for, Josette just for now, just because I want to go do that door we missed earlier that we needed her for. Yeah, no, we're good. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted the cube, actually. 100% remember where it is, so hold up. Actually, why don't I just go back to the thing? Alright. I'm just trying to figure where the heck we are. There we are. Okay, so I need to go that way. Okay, cool. Did I take the right one? This is seeming like a no. Take me back!
That was the sword of Bender.
Oh, well that was gone really fast, but Endless, that fiend is like peak you. Bring to me the only girl in a band who takes to the skies. Only then shall the door open. These are mini games, I think. I don't know what's gonna happen. I shall grant you a memory fragment and my blessing. Or maybe not? Maybe we're getting some Josette? I don't know. Western Calvary bordering the borough. 2,200 RJ about ground level.
Valeria Lake's visible on the other side of the mountain range, which means we're almost at the border.
Right on schedule, too. Reduce our speed to 60%, Kyle. Keep our course and altitude the same. You got it. Reducing speed to 60%. Course and altitude are both good to go. Alright, we're looking good. Now all we need to stay this course and we'll be there in no time. Time for us to kick back and relax, finally.
Good job, guys! That's good to know. We should be able to make this delivery on time, too.
You're telling me! Capuo Delivery Service is all about trust, reliability, and happy customers. Without those, we've got nothing. Still can't believe this is actually our thing now, though.
Same here. None of this would have been possible if Queen Alicia hadn't parted us either. I don't think I've ever been as shocked as I was when I found out we were off the hook for everything.
I know, right?
And now she paid off her debts with her own funds.
She's the reason we can keep this baby here and keep on flying. No one can take the Bobcat away from us now. There's nothing in this world big enough to pay off our debt to her. Damn straight. Still, the least we can do is pay her back the money she used on our behalf.
Yeah, at the rate we're going, we should be squared away on that front in no time. Oh, sounds like you got ourselves a new job to help with that.
Hello, you've reached Capuo Delivery Service. Yes, I see. Tomorrow morning, then. Certainly. Absolutely. Alright, we'll see you then.
So's right then. Where from?
From Calvert, actually. Someone wants a small parcel delivered to Gransel. It's Gransel, we can take care of that the day after tomorrow. Man, who would have guessed business would be booming when we started the company up?
Makes sense, though. There aren't any other delivery companies out there who can offer the kind of flexibility we do. Oh, yeah, speaking of the capital, I've been meaning to ask. What were you doing in the guild there this morning, Dawn? Well, I just remembered it, but it did have me wondering at the time.
Oh, right. Actually got a little something to do with that.
I do?
You see, someone sent a letter to us from over in the Empire. And here's the best part. That someone was none other than Joshua.
Really?
Now, there's someone we don't hear from often.
I can't believe you took this length to mention this! I would have wanted to hear, like, right away!
My bad. This morning was just so busy it slipped my mind. Anyway, why don't you do the honors for us and read it out loud?
With pleasure!
Josette decidedly took the envelope from Dawn.
1 second.
I forgot how Joshua's going on in the Empire right now. I wonder what he's getting up to. Ah, or where he is in the country. It's a damn big place after all. Well, wherever he's at, I hope he's doing alright for himself. So hold up, Josette. You gonna read that letter or not?
07 o'clock, antique artwork.
Huh? What? That's not what it says, is it?
Yes, it is, because this isn't a letter. This is a receipt from this morning's delivery.
What?
No way. It's also the one that should have been given to the person we delivered to for their records.
You're kidding me. I've got a real bad feeling about this. Letter from Joshua was in an envelope from the Empire. So was the receipt from this morning. Which means... I'm so sorry, Josette. I must have gone and attached the letter to the parcel by mistake. Oh boy. Anyway, I'll get in touch with the client right away. They should still have it, so if I let them know it's ours, I should be able to get it back.
You dummy! How can you go and screw something this important up? How? Do you have any idea how happy I was when I heard Joshua had sent us that letter? And then you...
Josette, I really am sorry. This one's completely on me. You got every right to be mad.
Oh, it's always on you. I've always been the sloppy one, the one who makes stupid mistakes and screws everything up. And it's always the rest of us who suffer for it. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Hold on a minute, Josette. We still might be able to get that letter back, you know.
So don't need to be that hard on him.
You stay out of this! Hell, we only became Sky Bandits in the first place because of you screwing things up. If you hadn't got duped into signing that contract, things would have been different. Do you have any idea how much...
Josette! I get that you're mad, but there's no need to drag that up. Dawn regrets what happened enough as it is. Besides...
Besides what?
No, she's right. That was all my fault, just like this is. If I'd been smarter instead of getting suckered in, we would have never been driven from our home. Now look what you've done. Some things are best left undiscussed, and that's definitely one of them.
Oh, baby Josette had a fluffy kitty! And look at Kyle! He played violin!
If it wasn't for me, we'd still be back in our ancestral home living a life of luxury. Drinking high-class tea, playing music, getting called to fancy parties from time to time. And nah, I had to go and ruin it all for us. Hey now, got no attachment to our old lives, you know? It's all in the past. I had to go get greedy and fall for the obvious trap right in front of me. Because of that, we lost everything we had and ended up with nothing but a mountain of debt in return. I lost everything our ancestors had built up just like that. So if there's a bigger idiot out there than me, I've sure never met him. It's not like you deserve all the blame, Dawn. You might have been partly responsible, but so were we for being such naive kids. That's not the point, Kyle. It still comes down to me at the end of the day.
Come on, back me up here, Josette.
What's going on?
We've got trouble, boss. Sir?
What is it?
We got one of those red ships on our tail? They were the societies, weren't they? No way!
That's not good. Don? I got it. We can't afford to focus too much on them. Our number one priority is protecting our cargo. We need to focus on shaking them off. Yes, sir. You hear me, lads? We got ourselves an emergency. Get ready for battle. We've all got jobs to do. Do them! God fucking damn it, Gilbert!
Bobcat, huh? You familiar with it?
You could say that. I'm surprised by what I'm seeing here, though. Last I saw them, they were Sky Bandits, and now it looks like they're running a delivery service now. Really now, talk about simpletons. Anyway, looks like they have no interest in fighting us. Let's just leave them be. Not so fast. Have you forgotten our mission? I'd say they're a perfect target for carrying it out, wouldn't you?
Wait, you're pulling my leg, right? Attacking them? Test whether they operate properly today. There's no reason to actually use them in combat.
Please, my comrade! You're never going to move up the ranks with that attitude. If our target was a Royal Army ship, I'd agree with you. That's just an isolated ship full of ex-bandits. There's no risk to be had here. Well, I suppose that's true. Besides, the 13 factories want accurate combat data. There's no way we're going to get punished for doing this. We might even earn ourselves a nice reward. Alright, you talked a good game. If this thing backfires, you're taking responsibility for whatever happens. you see it, Josette?
Yeah, I saw it, but
But what?
it's not alone. There's a bunch of weapons I've never seen before with it, and they're coming this way.
Yeah, they really want to fight, huh? Focus on firing them from the rear to fight them off, Josette.
Got it.
I don't know why anyone listens to him ever. He's the worst. Anyway. Alright, machine gun mode enabled. Is everything in order?
Yep.
I'll get right to work. It is a minigame. Oh, it's cute. Easy, please. I don't know how to do anything. Oh, that's a zoom. Okay. Help! Help! Ah! I'm not good at shooting! Stop hitting me! I'm a baby! No! Where are you all coming from? Ow. Ah! Where are they all coming from? Why am I incapable of hitting any of them back? I survived, I think.
Is that the last of them?
I don't know. We can't let our guard down just yet. Josette, heat signal coming at 4 o'clock. Can you see where it is?
Okay, right on it. What is that? Looks like it's got a person in it. Whatever it is, though, it's coming this way.
That's a good idea, but I'm bad at life. Not bad for a bunch of silly ex-bandits. Their luck is now about to run out. After all, no one stands a chance against the almighty Gilbert! Onward, G-Apache! It's time to shoot down the Bobcat! Oh, this is how he fell in. Damn it, can't shake him. He's small, but he's persistent. Whatever you do, don't drop our speed, Kyle.
I know.
You try and make us an opening to escape, Josette.
I'll try. No, I'll do it.
Where'd he go? There he went. Ow.
I can't keep track of all of this.
Can he be dead yet? I think that was Gilbert. I am going to lose. Yep, I lose. Oh hey, I get to start from 100, that helps. is he like this? Just die! This can't be happening! How could my Geopachi be defeated? But where's the parachute? Is this it? No! This is the button to destroy the big victory is mine flag! No! What should we do? Should we go down and recover him? What? Forget it. I say we just leave him. Lord Campanella seems to have taken quite the liking to him, though. You sure? I think that's all the more reason we should leave him. You know what Lord Campanella's personality is like. They'll probably find the whole thing much more entertaining this way. Guess you're right.
Did I get him?
I'll say. But all looks like he fell into Valeria Lake, so we'll be fine. The society guys beat it too. Damn fine you did there. Damn fine job you did there, Josette. Not for you, we'd probably be the ones swimming in the lake now. Yeah, you did great.
Oh, there's no need to make that big a deal out of it. We're only gonna throw them off our tail even without my help if you had a bit more time, Kyle. Besides, it's all possible because of Dawn's leadership. Oh.
What's wrong, Josette? Oh, yeah.
Huh? Are you still stuck on that?
There's really something to be said about being honest with one another. Up to it, Josette. If you got something you want to say, spit it out.
Right. I'm sorry, Dawn.
But then, you'll forgive me? After how badly I messed up?
Why else would I be saying I'm sorry to you? I don't need to repeat myself. What's up with you?
I really am the luckiest bastard alive. Who else can say they have a younger sister as great as you? No one, that's who! Ah!
Stop that! Everyone can hear you!
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry for all that too, Kyle. And thanks.
Forget it. That was all you. Is your ladyship in here?
I am, but what is it?
Oh, when I was securing the cargo earlier after we got attacked, I found this envelope on the floor of the storeroom. Just wondering if you had any idea what it could be?
Wait.
Could it be? Looks like our client didn't get a receipt or our letter this time. Man, every time I think I can't get any stupider. Anyway, it's this thing here. Vasco handed over the envelope.
It's from the Empire. This has to be it.
Is there a problem?
There was, but it's all fine now. Thanks for giving this to me.
Well, anything for you, your ladyship. I'll get back to work. Yeah, I'm relieved we found the letter. Lucky us, huh? So what's written in it?
Let's see. Huh. Apparently he's gonna be leaving the Empire soon. He says he's in the middle of looking for someone.
Yeah, wonder where he's going next. That it, though? Figured there'd be a personal message for you in there or something.
Well, there is, so it's not much. It just says not to forget to take it easy once in a while and look after yourself.
At least that shows he cares about you in his own way.
There's one more thing under it, too.
What's that?
This one's from Miss Stack for Brains. There's no harm in acting tough, but it's all for nothing if you go and get yourself hurt. She can just mind her own business.
Sounds like something she'd write, though. Sure is nice of her to take the time to send us a letter, huh? Anyway, I'd say break time's over for us.
Yeah, we're gonna need to get a move on if we want to make our next delivery on time.
Should we speed her up then, Don? Yeah, we're gonna need to make up for lost time. Raise her up to 90% thrust. 2,000 probably soldier per hour. Yes, sir. Oh hey, she has an S-Craft now. Neat, now she's not completely useless. Anyway, we were doing something, so let's get back to that. After I save, naturally, because these are really long things. We'll keep her on for a little while. Since she just got an S-Craft and all. It just feels right. Oh, ghosts.
All right, what's next?
That's unlocked because it shows up, but we don't need to go there right now. Oh no! Ghost burps!
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Ow. Nice.
Pansies!
Do you believe I was already in here? Yes, I was. Ah, I've gone too far. Realign. Ah, fuck ghosts.
Goddess, my thanks
Love how
to thee.
Josette came back just to be exploded upon. Like, that's kind of rude, don't you think? I don't really have anything that's like for monsters, so just blow it up.
That was the sword of...
Oh, I think I know who his voice actor is. He does Knuckles now. I forgot what his name is, but, Travis something? I'm not as good at voice actors as some of my friends are, so I tend to forget. Well, that one's new.
Pansies!
Yay, fish.
Pansies!
Yay, a potato. Hey, a thing. Got distracted by something. Hit it. Ow.
Not bad.
Yes, yes, I think that's Mueller's voice. I mean, you'd have to look it up to be sure, but I'm, like, 90% certain. Which feels a bit rude to Mueller, like... Just because I associate him with Knuckles now, I'm like, he's not that dumb! Hey, I found the thing. Enjoy your food. There we go. That's all the stuff I was worried about. I still don't like the fact that I have a full set of teeth. It upsets me.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in peace.
That was the soap.
And evidently not yet. That's it. Do you have anything useful? No. There's the exit.
Not bad.
Walk! Hey, you're in battle. I want to fight you. Ow.
Told you I could handle this. Take that! Told you I could handle this.
Okay, so I will acquiesce that just that is not completely useless.
Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest.
Where are we now? Well, 100% positive this is the Grand Arena. It's used for all kinds of events in the borough, like martial arts tournaments and stuff. I still despair of the fact that Olivier actually entered. If I'd known he was going to, I could have stopped him, but by the time I heard what was going on, they'd already won. Aren't you used to his surprises by now? Oh, yeah, you and your brothers took part in that tournament too, right, Josie? Stella and Joshua mentioned it a while back.
Yeah, we did. Can't say it was much fun. We were basically just dragged into the arena as criminals. Wait, where did that Josie thing come from? Why am I the only one who gets a weird nickname?
Huh? Not a fan? Just popped into my mind. I thought it sounded cute. Fits you perfectly, too, but if it bothers you that much, I guess I could go with something else. Joe?
Just call me Josette like everyone else does.
Regardless, it feels as though something is lying in wait for us in here. We should proceed with caution. Agreed. Oh, we're on the other side of the building? This is the red waiting room? Thingy! Me trying to figure out. Alright, I'm gonna what's going on. I want to check out both waiting rooms, just in case there's, like, treasure in there. Oh, there's a thing. Bring to me the fists of steel, which nothing in this world can move. Only then shall the door open. Alright, that sounds like a zine minigame, so that might be fun. Alright, well, we checked out everything, so let's head out into the field, because that is definitely where a boss is. 100%, which looks like we can't get to you from this direction. But, given that it lets us go around to get into the red side, pretty sure it's over there. Let's save the game. Boss time, let's go. Well, I made it to the arena. It's where some enemies show up out of nowhere for us to fight, isn't it? Whoa. Now look what we've done. Just a coincidence, I swear. Me and my big mouth feel like I've just been set up or something. Who cares why they're here? We've got to fight them! Here they come. Why are you guys even afraid? This is gonna be easy. Oh, there's more. Oh, this is slightly more difficult. More? We'll defeat as many as we have to.
No way!
At this point, I'm just playing around their crafts, see what they do.
Let's end this.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
Here you go. Are there more? Ah, there's our boss. How many of our fights are we gonna have to do? Our next foe seems to be quite large, too. Oh no, it has spinning dildos! Those don't seem comfortable.
What in the hell?
Is that an armored horseman? Seems to be just like the one Stell's crew beat under Janice. Not to jinx us, so this one's probably gonna be the last one. So let's finish this.
I hold in my hand the powers of the price.
Upon the golden wings of Saturn,
My sword
You want to come in the left? Yeah? Hey, buddy, come here. Hey, sweetie, come sit down. Come sit down, buddy. Yeah, hi.
Ah, no, please don't knock over that. Okay, bye. Ow. Thanks, Reese.
oh pitiful souls, may you rest in peace.
hid left behind a stone. Is that Zine? Is that my wonderful Mr. Bear? Could I be blessed like this? Is this our prize for winning? Only the best for the champions. Ever since this, I put a lot of effort into making it feel like a proper tournament. How dedicated of them. Well, congrats, gang. We found our 5th sealing stone. Let's head back and see what's inside. Understood?
Hard to believe there's seriously someone in that thing, though.
Alright, you heard the man. Cube time! Back to base. Let's go. Let's get my bear. I hope it's my bear. I will be so disappointed if it's not my bear. I am the only Zine stan in the entire world, and I'm okay with that.
Oh! That looks like...
So even he ended up in here. So one of the stars of the show makes his grand appearance.
This is someone you know, too.
No is an understatement. He's everyone's favorite black-haired prince. Oh! I wasn't expecting him to be there!
Estelle, get down!
What?
Joshua! Joshua!
Joseph? Tita? Is this a dream? Some kind of illusory tactic meant to disorient me. Just you to get right to the theorizing. Sorry, but this ain't no dream. Or illusion, for that matter. I'm surprised to find so many of you here. Am I telling me exactly what the situation we found ourselves in is? I did not see Joshua coming in the Grand Arena. Or this soon. I really figured it would be Zine, because we've been collecting the minor characters. Guess that wasn't enough to convince you it's all actually happening, huh? Oh, not at all. Consider me convinced. The idea of being an illusion seemed initially plausible. The existence of your companion over there made it quite unlikely. Me? Correct. Am I right in assuming you're a member of the Grossorter?
You can tell.
Well, you're with Kevin and use a Templar sword to fight. Safe enough assumption on my part. My name is Joshua, incidentally. Joshua Bright. Ray Sergeant. I'm a squire. Let's run the subject. I'm curious how you came to be familiar with us in our organization.
Well, wait a second, Joshua. Why does her being there prove this isn't an illusion? Is me being here not proof enough for you?
Oh, you know, I don't think I've ever seen you with that visor before, have I? Does that have to do with that delivery company you mentioned running a while back? Suits you.
Yeah, that's it. We're doing awesome for ourselves these days, too. But you didn't answer my questions. Surely you can tell just by looking at me that I'm the real thing.
Generally, when you're in an illusion, the other people who appear in it are people you're familiar with. The reason being is they draw on and utilize knowledge the victim has within in order to create the world. I've met the rest of you, but Reese is a complete stranger. And not any complete stranger, an unusual one, too. So she may not prove for certain this isn't an illusion, but she does make it seem rather unlikely.
I think I get what you're saying. Maybe. Basically, the reason I don't prove this isn't an illusion is because we're so close.
Well, you could put it that way, I guess.
Okay, that's fine by me. Anyway, it's so good to see you again, Joshua.
Glad to see you looking well, too. You heard about the spouse staff here, haven't you?
Oh, you noticed.
Surprised to see you got caught up in all this, though. It's been a real surprise to find yourself here all of a sudden.
Yeah, it still doesn't feel completely real to me even after all this time, to be honest. Oh, right. You don't know where Estelle could be, do you?
I wish I did. That said, I'm sure she was surrounded by the same white light that I was. So the odds are fairly high that she's somewhere in Phantasma like us.
Oh, actually, where were you before you ended up here anyway? The last letter said you were in Arabonia. Are you still there?
Oh, no, not anymore. Reverend Crossbow at the moment, or where the situation as it is now.
Really? We were flying over there before I ended up here too.
You were? Wonder if there's anything to that. It's relatively close to the Burrows, that may have something to do with it. I myself was in Arabonia, but I was in the town closest to the border with the Burrow. Ah, right. I have a question for you, Father Graham. Supposing that we assume all of this was caused by an incredibly powerful artifact, do you think such a thing would be able to exert its influence as far as Crossbell or Pawn? I seriously doubt it. The only thing I could think of that was able to affect that wide an area was the Orioles' global shutdown phenomenon. Nothing actually did reach the southern edge of Erebonia. I see. So it'd need to be something as powerful as one of the Septarians, then. But speaking of which, is the Oriole itself so unaccounted for?
Can't believe this is the work of the Oriole.
I don't think we should rule out the possibility, Tita. And even if we assume the Oriole is involved in some way, that wouldn't answer most of the questions we want answers to. Indeed, such as who our enemies are, how Gransville ended up filled with fiends and magic barriers.
Or how we ended up facing actual embodiments of devils from church scripture or the presence of the higher elements. Until we have a theory that can explain all of those mysteries, we should probably refrain from jumping to conclusions.
I would have to agree.
Still, that being the case,
I'd like to propose we focus on working out what happened to Gransville first and foremost. My thoughts exactly. I know you're probably worried about Estelle right now, but would you be up for helping us? That was my intention from the beginning. Can't very well turn my back on friends in need, for one thing. Besides, I think I'll find her a lot faster by helping out rather than sitting here worrying.
I hope we do. Well, I'll be glad to have you with us at least.
That's what I wanted to hear. Cheers, man.
Well, as soon as we're ready,
We should make our way back to the capital. I expect something will change there as a result of us releasing Joshua from the stone. Right. Alright, party time. I do actually want to take Joshua because he doesn't entirely suck. We're raiding the castle, so I think we should bring Julia. It just feels right in my heart. I don't really need to, but let's... What do we got? Anything new? Oh, that'd probably be Mueller's. Oh, that's like a boost for 3 people here. Can I afford that? Just! Ugh. Let's equip though. What's Crimson I do? No, he doesn't really need the speed, so that seems good. Joshua's cute. He's got a new outfit, showing off his booty for the camera. And there's more people I can apply stuff to, but I'm not going to right now. Honestly, I think Wade's probably more useful on her in the meantime. Let's quick save and head to the castle. Problem is, the only long range person I have now is Kevin.
For the sake of my master! Oh, pitiful souls, may you rest in...
Alright, what's next?
Justice must always...
Oh, that's ominous. Someone really knows how to get people scared.
This seems to be quite an old castle, so it's certainly fitting for something like this. I'd personally dock points for overdoing the theatrics, however.
I can't bear to stand outside here a moment longer. We should make our way inside at once. Yeah, we should. Alright, let's do this. Well, there doesn't seem to be anyone inside. We're not alone, though.
Be careful, they are gathering.
Here comes the welcoming party.
Oh, goddess. Bad peace to these poor lost souls.
If by peace you mean sword, I will be granting that, yes. In spades. I will be granting ladder sword.
That's that then. Let's move out.
This wasn't what I wanted to find. Where is everyone gone? I don't know, but we should start looking right away. Even if no one's here, we might be able to find some clue as to where they are now.
I can only hope so.
In particular, we should focus our search on the throne room, royal guard room, royal keep, and the sealed area. Those seem like the most likely areas to house clues. Treasure. That'll. Hang on 1 second. Things gonna pause while I change things up. Useless. That's useless.
I worked up an appetite. Justice must always prevail. Justice must always.
Treasure. That doesn't sound delicious. Kind of the opposite, actually. Ooh, more treasure. Alright, seems like we need a key for that for later.
Oh, pitiful soul. For the sake of my master!
Treasure. Ooh, Zerum powder, that's nice.
For the sake of my master!
They left a perfectly good meal behind. Why couldn't we have given it to Reese?
Justice must always prevail.
Not
None treasure, sadness. Ah! Oh, well, I didn't actually take any damage, so... Get dead.
That's that then. Let's move out.
No treasure, but battle.
That's that then. Let's move out.
Ah, shit. Hey, at least I had the death blow that time.
Not done yet.
There you go.
Not done yet.
Justice must always prevail.
Yay, treasure!
For the sake of my master!
Ow.
All right, what's next? Not bad.
No.
Done yet.
Oh, I've already been in here. Eek! Stay away! Stay away! That was a human's voice, wasn't it? someone still safe here? We should hurry and find them right away. The young man's voice. I have a feeling I know who it is. I'm not interested.
Not done yet.
Bring to me the boy with eyes of amber and the princess with an indomitable will. Only then shall the door open. Hey, that's Joshua and Chloe. We have one of those. Yup! It's fucking Gilbert! But what did I do to deserve this? Stay back! Don't get any closer, please! What is this curious spectacle? Crap, I'd forgotten all about him. So had I. I suppose it's no surprise he ended up here, however. Sucks to admit, but you're right. And it sucks even more, because I've got a whole lot of questions I want to ask him. And the only way I'm getting him is to bail him out. Get away from him! If you're unable to leave behind your attachment to this world, allow us to help you. What are you what are you wonderful, angelic, model human beings doing here? Save the sweet talking for later. First, we need to take these things out. Just stay there and don't get in our way.
Goddess, my thanks to thee.
I'm alive. Thank you so much. You saved... Now it's time for you to answer some questions for us. Is there anything you'd like to ask him, Captain? As it so happens, yes. How exactly did you come to be here? Gilbert, I believe. Do you know anything regarding how the capital came to be this way? No, I don't. I just woke up and find myself in port here. I don't know why or how. I went into town, but there was no one there. Just a bunch of weird armored knights. Started running away from them, and next thing I knew, I found myself in this castle. So you were sent to a different place from us, huh? Too bad the city had already gone weird by the time you woke up. I was kind of banking on you witnessing whatever happened here. Well, boo-hoo for you. I've got something I want to ask you, too. Is Ouroboros involved in this? So you're here too, Joshua? Bah, of course not! If they were, I obviously would have been the first to know. More like the last. What should we do with him, Kevin? Disarm him and tie him up? It's fine. He's not worth the trouble. Doesn't seem to know anything worthwhile. Ain't just getting our way, to be honest. I suppose that's true. Well, that's all the business we have with you. Kindly remove yourself from our sight. Think you can make me out to be some kind of useless fop, do you? Well, you'll regret this. When I find a way out of this place, you're gonna be begging me to share it with you, but I won't! You can wander here lost for all eternity for all I care. Can't help but feel a little concerned. He doesn't end up causing any trouble after being left on his own. I'm sure it'll be fine. He seems like the type who could worm his way out of any situation you hand him. I believe we've wasted enough of our time on him. We should resume exploring the castle. I love how none of them give a single fuck about him, which is correct. They shouldn't. I should probably heal up Joshua, huh?
My thanks.
Good enough. Oh, he's fine now. Never mind. I guess he leveled up.
For the sake of my master!
I think...
Not bad.
Thank you for coming this far. I entrust this to you. Please, Who or what was that? A ghost? Perhaps not. There was something familiar about it. At the very least, it didn't seem like any ordinary ghost. Oh, left something to hide. Let's take it. Oh, the key to the treasury. Neato. Yeah. Yeah. Is this some sort of elevator? Yes, it connects the castle and a ruin and 500 yards below it, but this doesn't make any sense. Telling me what's going on here. I'm not following? Well, when I first came to Liberal, Julia led me through this room and into the area below. This isn't how this room was. It was way tidier. Indeed, to my knowledge, the room was put in order and then locked, and I was under the impression it was to remain that way. I have seen it this way once before, though. Yeah, so have I. Exactly how I remember it being when we came here during the coup d'etat. That's what I was thinking of as well. Are you trying to suggest that we may have gone back in time? I find it impossible to believe that may have been the case, but how else could I explain this? Of course, I could be mistaken, and yet... Well, if we're gonna follow what that ghost seems to want us to do, then we'll keep it up and hope for more answers along the way. Time to climb on board and see what's waiting for us. Right. Let's go! Sorry, it was quick. Oh my. We're not going to be able to get through here without a lot of preparation beforehand. Might I suggest we return to base for now? I think we should go just a little farther inside, see the state of the ruin itself is in first. Kinda hard to know what to prepare for if we don't know what fiends we're gonna be up against. True enough. Let's advance a little further before returning to the garden then. This can't be right. Impossible. Is something wrong? Something's wrong, alright. Is the entire layout of this area changed? It is, without a doubt. This area should be a corridor that leads to the first three-way junction. How is this even possible? I don't think you're mistaken. Now it all makes sense. You're probably on the right track, Kevin. You noticed too, but well, if you back me up, I'm more than confident now. What is it? Have you discovered something? Maybe, but let's head down the elevator first. I'm almost sure the answer's gonna be waiting for us somewhere ahead. Alright, let's be sure we're ready for anything. This just isn't possible. How are we on the lowest floor of the ruin already? Could the space we're in be distorted? Nah, that alone wouldn't explain how the entire layout of the place has changed. Let's just keep up the pace. I've got a feeling there's gonna be something. Or someone waiting for us not far ahead. Alright. Let's just be sure we're ready. That's a there's a boss fight ahead signal if I've ever seen one.
Kevin?
Yeah, it's that smell again. The same one you smelled before that coffin-like devil appeared. Where's it coming from? So you noticed the smell, did you? The dogs of the church have good noses, if nothing else. Who's there? Who are you? I was wondering when you finally show your face. You're the lord that night spoke of, aren't you? I suppose I am. I do, after all, rule this land of Phantasma. Such a name is only fitting. You may call me the Lord of Phantasma if you so wish. The Lord of Phantasma? Indeed. That's not a name ever mentioned in your beloved testaments, is it, Sergeant? So you know who I am, too. Someone's brushed up in their homework. That's enough time spent on trivial greetings. Listen to me, Lord of Phantasma, or whatever your name is. If all we have seen here is your doing, then return Grancel to the way it used to be at once. Should you refuse to comply, I shall cut you down here myself. My, your request is so meaningless, I scarcely know how to respond. There's no harm in devotion, but done in excess, you can only serve to cloud your eyes to the truth. Well, do you understand now, Julia Schwartz? What? I see my suspicions were right after all. The Grancel we've been fighting our way through isn't even the real thing, is it? It's just an imitation of it. A replica of the city created here in Phantasma. That can't be! Could that really be true? Yeah, this is the final boss. If we assume it is, everything falls into place. Everything we thought was strange suddenly makes complete sense. How that giant black gate appeared at the city's entrance, how it ended up completely devoid of people. Even how the room of the elevator went back to the way it used to be and the sealed area structure completely changed. Am I on the right track, Joshua? Precisely. Oh dear, you're a little too capable for your own good. If only you could be more darling and naive, it would make things much more fun for me. Do I look like I care about whether you're having fun or not? All I care about is Estelle's safety. But of course. Still, much like Julia Schwartz's devotion to those she serves, love too can serve to keep the truth forever out of reach. Is that not so, Joshua Gray? So all this time, Her Majesty and Princess Claudia were safe. Oh, Adios, thank you for your unwavering mercy. Oh, your relief strikes me as coming more than a little prematurely. I've said that those who care about are safe. It wasn't me. Pardon? No! Does that contain... This is a final reward placed for you to earn on the second plane. Of course, rewards aren't given for free. If you wish to earn it, you'll have to overcome a trial first. Oh, I don't like that. Nope. Nope. Oh, why does it have a little tentacle tail? Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's gross. Devil? This is another one of the 77 devils mentioned in the Testaments. One of the two gatekeepers of Gehenna and a leader of a vast army of minions. Rostrum the Savage. Are you insane? How do you think you can handle something that powerful after bringing it to life? I need not worry, for I have you to defeat it for me. Enjoy. Well,
I hold in my hand the source of the lights that live on.
well, now it's from the side. That didn't help much, but here we are.
Upon the golden wings of Saturn,
Thanks, Kev. You the best. Oh, we won? You know. Yeah, that thing was crazy. Was it?
I can't believe we were able to defeat it.
But now...
That was a truly delightful spectacle. I'll take your reward, Eber. Oh. Thank goodness.
Glad we got it for you, Julia.
Surprised you make good on your promises. Now you're really ready to cut to the chase. What do you want from us? The hell is the point of all this? Poor Kevin Graham. Poor, pitiful Kevin. Please try not to let me down any more than you already have. I am a phantasm, a shadow. Much as a shadow only exists when there is something to cast it, I, too, only exist because of something within your number. Do you grasp my meaning? What? Kevin? How could I? You're just spouting nonsense. If you think being all cryptic is going to confuse us and lead us astray, you're very much mistaken, buddy. True enough. Spouting cryptic nonsense is simply what I do. That is what you believe, isn't it? Then it must be true. Perhaps I ought to go by a different name after all. How do you think Lord of Nonsense sounds? More fitting, perhaps?
I said screw you! Oh, Christ. Kevin!
Kevin? What's wrong with you?
Nothing, don't worry. That's literally just a shadow.
It is? Oh. So it's a body double, or an empty shell is more appropriate in this case.
I must have switched while you were fighting that devil.
I commend you for noticing. Still, your role on this plane is now over. Add the wings of white to your number, and journey on deeper into the abyss you stand inside. I shall be waiting our next encounter.
Please, they take their overblown theatrics way too seriously. Our Resident Evil dude's gonna have to work on their act if they want to sound anything more than a walking cliche.
Anyway, we're done here, and we've got ourselves another sealing stone to open up. So let's mosey on back to the base. I think we all know who's inside at this point.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. And with that, it's time to call it for tonight. Let me save, because we must save game for Mother. We know how this goes. Yeah, Kevin is very good at doing the, Rudy Tooty point and shooty. It is in fact the thing he's best at. But also, holy shit, Kevin. Maybe this is not how we handle problems. Anyway, scheduling! So, next week, Tuesday the 27th, assuming nothing comes up, I will have Paper Mario, because I want to stick to my usual switching off schedule. Just skip Crystal for a week. It's fine, and we'll be continuing on Kevin's Amazing Happy Hell Journey on the 29th, followed by Pokemon Crystal on the 4th, and more of this nonsense on the 6th.
And with that, I had fun tonight, everybody. Hope everybody else did too. And until next time, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay hydrated. Bye, everybody.